Welcome back everyone. So in today's video I will be showing you how to connect DBT Core to AWS Athena. Alright, so let's get to it. Okay, so like I mentioned in today's video I will be showing you how to connect DBT Core to AWS Amazon Athena. Okay, so before we jump into the demo, I just quickly want to show you the flowchart or the data flow for this demo. So basically what we are going to do is we are going to be using DBT Core to connect to Amazon Athena, and then we will be writing data and transforming data that is in Amazon Athena using DBT. Okay, so at a very high level, this is how the data flow looks like. So basically we will have DBT Core and we will be installing this on our local machine, and on AWS side, this is how things will be looking like. So these are the services that we'll be using in AWS. So Athena works with Amazon Clue catalog. Okay, so what happens is Clue will be getting data from S3. So you will have your data in your data lake, in this case Amazon S3, and what you will do is you have Clue connect to your S3 crawl data and create your metadata in Clue, and then eventually Athena will connect to Clue and query your data. And then so therefore when you query the data, this is how the flow looks like. So Athena will be getting the metadata or catalog from Clue, so it will be using Clue as the catalog, but the data will be sitting in S3. Okay, so the architecture in AWS will not be changing. But so in this video then I will just be showing you how you set up this configuration so that you are able to use DBT to either write data to Amazon Athena or transform data with DBT and write it to Athena, right? Okay, so this is the high level flowchart here, and so let's get to the demo, right? So I'm going to go to the first thing that I will do, I will go to my AWS environment and I will show you how the things are set up there. And then from there, I will switch over to my local environment and show you how to set up DBT Core and how you can connect to Athena. And we will write a sample model to Athena and we'll see how it looks like once we do that, okay? So to do this, I'm just going to go over now to my, I will switch over to my AWS. So this is my AWS account here. I'm logged in. So if you don't have an account with AWS, go ahead and sign up. It's they give you free credit for 1 year. So once you are logged in, again, I mentioned that the services I will be using are 3 of them in this demo. So I'll be using Clue, Athena itself, and S3. So let's go to S3. So I'm going to go to S3, and basically what we want to do in S3 is there are 2 things that we need to do in S3. We need to create a location where our data is stored, right? And from there, we need to also get a location where Athena will be writing the queries to, right? So I've done some videos previously, you know, to where I went through how to connect Athena to Clue and to S3 as well, but you know, those may not be so relevant because DBT will do the work for you. So all you need to do is basically grab the locations or grab some, you know, some information from S3 really. So I've created a bucket here called CK Data Deck, and here what I will do here is we need to get 2 things from here. We need to get the location of where our files or our data are located in S3. So in this case, I do have this folder here for incoming data, and I have some, you know, some folders here for some files. So in this case, I do have one for CAS, and I have one file here. So for your case, you can, you know, if you have just one folder where you have your files, then you just want to grab that. And this will make more sense in a minute when we go over our DBT setup. So all you have to do is just, you know, get the location where your files are located. So in our case, I will be using this location for CAS, all right? And the other thing that we need to get from here is where Athena will be writing your queries to. So once you go to Athena, and let me just show you here, right? So we do have S3 there. Okay, so actually now let's go to Athena right here. I will go to Athena. And so when you go to Athena, this is how Athena looks like. So by default, you will see this data source showing as AWS data catalog. The reason for this is because Athena is connected to Glue, so it needs to get your database information from Glue. And so when we actually write, when we run our models, the catalog will be automatically created for you in Glue. So Athena will be connected to Glue. So in this case, I do only have one. Actually, I have two databases or schemas in AWS Glue. And I was going through this one earlier. So if you're interested in knowing how to connect or how to query S3 data using Athena, this is the demo I set up on that video, and I'll put it in the description if you're interested. But basically, all you have to know here is that your database will be the AWS data catalog, and we'll be using this one in our setup. And then the other thing, I don't think you need to know any of these other ones. The database, the schema here, what they call here, the database in Athena will really be your schema, really. So this will be your schema when you're setting up DBT. So the one thing that you need to grab from here then is definitely this one, AWS data catalog, which will be a database, and also this guy right here. So when you go to settings in your Athena, there is a section here for the folder where the folder in S3 where Athena will write your query results to. So in this case, I have specified this location. You can change this if you go here to manage, and all you have to do is just basically go to S3 browse and specify where you want Athena to write your results to, right? Basically, when you run your queries in Athena browser, select star, those results need to be saved somewhere. So in this case, you just need to specify a folder in S3. So in my case, I created a folder inside my bucket here called Athena results, and I basically just selected that, saved it. Okay, so we will be using this in our setup in DBT, right? So those are the two things that we just need from here. The other thing is so with Glue, and let me just go to Glue now because that is the third service here. So we go to Glue. So Glue is a serverless ETL tool. It's very powerful. There's a lot that you can use with Glue, but in this case, we're just going to be using the data catalog for Glue. So you go to databases, you will get there's only one database right here, right? CastDB, and this I set up previously. When we set up our DBT, we will see something different here, right? So I do have also one table here for Cast, and we will also see something here different once we go ahead and do our DBT setup. So I just want to show you how my current, Glue looks like, and how the AWS side of things looks like. All right. So I've showed you the S3, what we need from S3, and I have also showed you how Athena looks like and what we need to change. So again, you just need to make sure that you have the location where Athena will be writing your results to, and that is pretty much it. The rest of the things DBT will do for you. So the table creation or the view creation will be done by DBT. So once we have done our models in DBT and we execute DBT run, DBT will create the schema here for you, and then it will also create the view or the table for you, and from there you can just come here and run your queries. Okay. All right. So again, you don't have to do anything with Glue, and you only need to create the things. You basically need the information from S3, and you need to specify. You need to grab the location where Athena will be writing the results to. All right. Now let's go over to our local environment now and set up DBT. Okay. Again, I'll be using DBT Core for this, but remember there's also DBT Cloud. So if you want to try with DBT Cloud, you don't have to do a lot of this setup. I think with DBT Cloud, it almost integrates seamlessly with AWS. So the setup there might be a less complex, I would say. Okay, so I'm going to go over to my Visual Studio Code now, and Visual Studio Code is a code editor that you can use to write your programs. So you can also go ahead and download it from the online or website. I mean, if you just go to your browser and type VS Code download, this is a tool here. Okay, so you can download. If you're on Windows, you can go ahead and download for Windows. I'm on Mac, so I'll just download this for Mac. I've already downloaded it, so I'm not going to do that again. So just go ahead and launch Visual Studio Code, and I am going now to go over to. So what I will do is I will open a folder in my File Explorer where I will be doing my development really. So I've done that before because I've been doing quite a bit of this DBT setup. So I will just open this folder here. So I'll just go here to my workspace, and I do have a folder here called repos. So I'm just going to bring this one over to, I'm just going to bring the entire thing over to Visual Studio Code right here. Okay. And so, so what you'll see here, you can ignore the rest of these other folders, right? The only thing that I will do, right, so I am going to create a Python virtual environment because it's a CLI tool. It's basically a library. DBT Core is a CLI, it's a library, so you can install it using pip or Python pip, and just go through the setup, right? So what I will do here is, hopefully you can see this. So what I will do here in my repos, and the rest of these other things, these are just my DBT connections to various databases. So I have for Redshift here, I have for Postgre, I have for BigQuery and things like that. So that's why I'm just putting all of them here. So what I will do here is I'm just going to create a Python virtual environment. So for that, I will do just, I'm just going to create the v and v here. I will call it DBT v and v. Okay. So this will create the Python virtual environment, and I'm going to activate this. So DBT v and v pin activate, right? So this has activated my Python virtual environment now, and this should not have any libraries currently. So if you do pip freeze, this one is empty. Okay, perfect. Now the next thing that we need to do is I will go over to this website here, and I'll put this one in the description for this video. So basically, this is a documentation that DBT provides on how to set up your connection to Athena, right? So this is the adapter that you need to install, DBT Athena, and if you scroll down here, you will see this is how you can go ahead and install it. So you just need to run this code on your terminal, Python pip install DBT Core and DBT Athena. So you can see here we only need DBT Core and DBT Athena. So what you can do is basically you can just grab this and come to your Visual Studio Code and just paste it here and run. Okay. If you already have Python, then you can just run from this section here. Just pip install, yeah, like this. Pip install DBT Core Athena and just run it, right? And that's going to install it. If you want to store this somewhere, then you can put them inside the requirements file. So you can create a requirements file like this and put the libraries. So you can see I've put here DBT Core and DBT Athena, right? And to run that, you can just come here and just do pip install requirements, like so. And that's basically going to do the same thing. So whichever one you go with should work fine, right? And then from there, we can do pip freeze. And if we look for Athena here, you can see that we have now Athena, and that means that we have successfully now installed our adapter, right? So before we go ahead and do the setup now, there's one more thing that you need to do, right? Because we are working with AWS, we need a way of authenticating ourselves to AWS environment. So for that, you can use the AWS CLI tool. So let me just show you here. AWS CLI tool is basically a CLI tool that you can download to your local environment and interact with AWS services. So it is a command line tool that you can do, and all you have to do is download this. I did a video where I went through the process of installing AWS CLI tool. And so what happens when you install the CLI tool is that after you install it, you can configure your CLI to connect to your AWS account. And so once you do that, that means you will need to specify access key and secret access key to your AWS account. And once that is done, the credentials will be actually, I think they will be located in actually, I'm just going to go one folder up here to my workspace here, and if you check the hidden folders here, you will have .aws. So if you go here to .aws, for example, so you will have the config file here and the credentials. So this will contain your connections to AWS, and therefore you don't need to do anything else if you are doing the DBT setup, because by default DBT is going to recognize your AWS connections in this location, and it's going to automatically connect your DBT to AWS and interact with it. So I'm not going to do any, I'm not going to like put any keys here or anything. By default, DBT is going to use the connections that I have here. And again, I've done the video for installing this and setting it up, so you can take a look into that video as well. I'll put it in the description. Okay, so I'm just going to go back here. I just wanted to show you that because that's important for you to be able to connect to AWS. If you don't have that, then you might run into issues. All right, so I'm going to go back to repos, and now, okay, so we have our DBT core installed now. So the next thing that we need to do is to set up our project now. So to do that, all you have to do is just type here DBT init, and this is going to initialize your project. And what you need to do here is to enter the name of your project. I'm going to call this one Athena. And once you do enter here, you will see that you now have the databases. So you can see the list of databases here. You can see that Athena is showing up. So all you have to do is just enter the number here. In this case, it will be number 1. All right, so I'll just enter 1 here. And then once you do that, so here is now the information that we need to enter from our AWS environment. So you can see here it's asking us to enter the S3 location to store Athena query results. Okay, so this is where Athena will be writing the query results to. So we went through that in Athena here, right? So where is Athena? Right here. Okay, so this is, you just need to grab this location here. So if you open this, this will take you to Athena, and I already have some information here. So you just need to copy this URI. Okay, so just copy the location where Athena will be writing the results to. Copy it and paste it right here. Okay, that's the only thing you need to do, and click enter. And then down here it's asking you for the S3 data directory. So basically this is the S3 folder or a packet where your files are located. So in my case, you can so let me go to S3 here, right here. So again, this is my packet. So I could just copy this if I wanted to go to, to get the data from all of this. But in this video, I will be using this file or folder here, because in the next video that's coming up, I will be showing how to use this file to, to transform this file with DBT. So, it doesn't matter really, but yeah, just choose the location where your files are stored. So I'm just going to choose this. So I'll copy this one here, copy this URI, and I will put it right here. Okay, so you just need to copy the packet where your files are located. All right, that is it. And for the region, I am in US East 1. So I'm just going to put that one, US East 1 here. So just enter the location for, where you're located in your AWS. All right. Or where you're running a project, okay? And then for the schema here, So this schema specifies the schema or Athena database to build models into. Okay, so this one we don't have it, right? So if you go to Athena, this schema is like, this will be a database, right? So this will be a database, and we only have CastDB here. Yours might be empty, so you don't have to have it created already. You can just enter the schema here. So for my case, I'll just enter Athena, or let's say DBT Athena, like so, and just click enter. So what happens is when you run your DBT models, DBT is going to create this schema for you if it's not there. And this will be created in Clue, and Athena will connect to it, right? So you just need to enter the name, and DBT will, it does not have to be there already. DBT will do the creation for you, okay? And then for the database, so this database here, this database now here is this one here, the data source right here. And by default, it will be just AWS data catalog. So we'll be using this because this will be our data source. It will be located in Clue. So we will just make the database AWS data catalog. All right. So you can see here, it's already selected AWS data catalog. So I'm just going to go with that. So I'll just click enter here, and I will go with one thread for this, and that's it. Okay. There we go. So we are done with our setup now, and you can see that your profile now is written to, your profiles file is located inside your users under DBT side, right? Under .dbt. That's where you have your profiles. Profiles really contains your connection information to your database. So in this case, our Athena environment. Okay, so I'm just going to clear this. And as you can see, you saw now that we, after that, this folder was created for Athena, and this basically is the same with the rest of these other ones that I've done in the past. So DBT will just create a structure for you. So you have the macros, you have the models, you have the seeds, snapshots, and everything, right? So this will be automatically created for you, okay? So from there, once you have that, then the next thing that you need to do is to test, right? To test your connections to see if it's successful now. So to do that, what you want to do is you want to switch over now to your project that was created. So in this case, Athena. So I'll switch over to Athena here. And from here, this is now where you can run DBT debug. Okay, so DBT debug is basically going to go through your project, scan it, make sure that everything's all good, go to your profiles folder and see if the connections there are also good. And then from there, it's going to connect to your database. And if it's all good, then we will get all green. And if something is up, then you will get an error. So let's go ahead now and run this. Okay. Looks like all is good here. There we go. All right. So you can see that now that says here all checks passed. That means that we are actually able to successfully connect to our Athena environment, right? So that means that our setup is good. Lovely. Now, if you run into any issues, things like you know, if you see any error here, most likely it might be the profiles or the S3. You know, the S3 the S3 part might not be there, so you may have to adjust that. If you need to make any changes to your profiles file, then it will be again inside it will be under your users directory, right? So if I go one step up here, right, I think I need to go one more. So if you go here and just let's do here LSA, right? So you will see here there's a .dbt folder here. So .dbt cd.dbt here, right? So you see that, and if you see here, you have your profiles file, and you can just output. You can see the message for this. So if you go to the top here, you will see that you have your information for your Athena right here. So you will see the database is AWS data catalog, region US East, schema DBT Athena, the type is Athena, and the S3 information that we saw earlier. So if you need to make any change here, then you can just edit this file and save it. Okay. All right. Good. So let me now go back to that location where we have our Athena files, right? There we go. So this is our Athena project. Then the next thing that we need to do now is to make a test run, right? So again, in this video, I'm not going to do anything in this project. I'm just going to run the generic model to see if we are able to connect to Athena and if we are able to write to Athena. So DBT is pretty nice. What happens is in your models, you will get these generic models here. So you can see we have this, my first DBT model, and this is basically just, you know, doing a select one as ID and unioning null. So basically, we are not selecting any data from our source. This is pretty just generic stuff. So what we need to do now is to test this. What we will do is basically just go ahead and run DBT run. So I'm going to execute DBT run, and all we are trying to do is see if we can write this model to Athena. Okay, so let's go ahead and run. So we run that, and there is an error right here. Says there is no macro named create table as found within namespace. It searched for this one and it was not able to find any of this. So basically, what this is complaining is with Athena, you do need a macro with the name create table as in order to be able to create your fields. And one other additional thing that I need to mention here is that for you to actually, Athena does not support tables, at least from what I've read. Currently, Athena does not support materializing as tables. So you do need to write them as fields, or you need to write your models as fields. So let's change this and see if it is going to make any difference. Okay, so if we just do that run again, so you will see it still needs this create table as macro. Okay, so what you need to do is just go to macros here and create a macro called create table as, and just come back and run this. So for that, I do have the macro here, and I'm just going to copy this, and we just need to name this one Athena create table as, right? So I'm going to go back here now. We'll go to macros here. We'll create a file here called Athena create table as, I think. Athena create table as, yes. Okay, so this will be a SQL file. So I'm just going to rename this as, and this is a SQL file here. I'll just copy that here. Okay, so yeah, Athena needs this macro here in order to run your queries. All right, I think I need, all right, yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, yeah, okay, good. So just create a macro here, save it as .sql, and let's see if we can run now. DBT run. Lovely. Okay, so looks like all is good now. So our model is running, and as you can see, there we go. Lovely. I love when I see things like this. Okay, so you can see now our field has been created. My first DBT model has been created, and also the second one as well. So you can see here, this one again is materialized as a field, and the second one is as a field as well. I mentioned, like, when I ran this one, it wasn't letting me run as a table, but you know, let's just test it here. DBT run. Okay, so you can see it does not like tables. So DBT, I mean, Athena does not let you run your models as tables, so you will have to do these ones as fields. Okay, so just materialize it as a field, and we'll just go ahead and run this. So I'm just doing this several times because with DBT, every time, like for fields and tables, every time you run, it's going to recreate it. So there's no harm in doing this. It's just going to clear, it's just going to truncate the table and recreate it. Okay, so your models have to be fields. You have to materialize them as fields. and Athena will be able to write them over for you to your data catalog. Okay, so we have now successfully run this. So let's go over now and confirm if it has been written over to Athena, right? So if you go over to Athena now, okay, so previously we only had one database here or one schema. If we refresh it, let's see if something has changed. There we go. So you can see now we do have Athena, and this is what we specified in our setup as a schema. So DBT created this automatically for us, and you can see we have our two fields here, the first model, DBT model, and the second one as well. So if you preview this, you will see the data here. Okay, so that's how the data looks like for that. And for the second one, you run this, you get the data there. Okay, all right, so now you're wondering how is it able to do this? So DBT actually created this database for you, or this schema for you, in Clue Catalog. So if we go over to Clue Catalog now, you see previously we had this CastDB, and again this one I did it previously manually using just Clue Catalog crawlers. Now we didn't do anything on Clue Catalog. The only thing we did is set up our DBT and ran it. So if we refresh this, you can see that we have another database now created called DBT Athena, and right here you have your fields. Okay, so you can see that automatically actually DBT does the work for you, and the only thing that you do is just set up and run your models. All right, lovely. I don't know if it created any crawler. It did not. Okay, so it just created the database and the fields for you, and from here that is how you are able now to query this from Athena. So you go here now and you run your queries, and these queries will be written over to your S3 Athena results. Okay, so they will be written over here. Very nice. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. I mean, that is how you set up your DBT core with AWS Amazon Athena. And again, if you are in the DBT cloud, then you can connect directly from cloud to Athena. I think there's a adapter or connection to Athena. But yeah, I haven't seen a lot of videos on how to do this with DBT core. So if you are looking for a video like this, I hope this video was helpful. So do please give a thumbs up to this video, and do share with your friends if you think it's helpful. Now in the next videos, what I will do is I will actually use a actual table or a file in S3, and we will make our transformations with DBT, and we will write our models and run our models, and we'll see how that works. But in this video I just wanted to walk you through the setup, and now moving forward we should be able to use the data that, the actual data that we have on our data lake, and then run our models. Alright guys, that's all I had for you in this video. Again, I hope it was helpful. Please do give thumbs up to the video, and do subscribe to the channel if you have not, so that you can be updated next time I release videos like this. Alright guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.